It's kind of a crazy, often harsh, complicated place. And I'm not sure how you are, but I guess in the middle of all this, I try to find moments and places where you can just feel at peace. I realize that can't change the world, maybe can't make it much different, but maybe we can do little things, ordinary things, to make one person feel a little better. And maybe that's what we can do every day. Find a little pocket of peace and kindness. My little kindness corner over here with my buddies and the Ukrainian candle. I just think of the power of kindness. So I came upon these words from Maya Angelou. She said lots of good things, but this is what she says. She says, people will forget what you said, and people will forget what you did. People will never forget how you made them feel. So the other day, I had just read those things, and I sent them off to Len, and I went to meet a friend of mine for lunch. And we're sitting at the restaurant, and a lady comes up to serve us. And she looked a little nervous. And I kind of asked her, I said, how you doing? She said, well, this is my first day on the job, and I'm kind of nervous. And I said, well, we'll be a good test case. And I just asked her a little bit about how she got the job and the kind of stuff that she does and where she lives. And then my friend chimed in and asked her where she was from, do you have a family? And we engaged her a little bit. And then she took our order and she walked off. And when she came back, she seemed like a little bit different person, a little more confident. And I was talking to my buddy, and he said, I think maybe we made her feel kind of good about herself. Maybe just engaging her and who she is as a person gave her a little bit of strength and hope on her first day on the job. And I was thinking how important it is, even in ordinary moments like having lunch somewhere, is to make that person feel good about who they are. And she'll never remember what we said or what we did, but maybe won't forget that there's a couple guys there that made her feel good about who she was. And the same thing happened the other day when we have two special needs kids that come here to work for just an hour a day. And they come here with their aides and teachers from Sandburg, and both of them are in wheelchairs. Neither one of them speak. And there's not a whole lot physically they can do. And so the very first day they came, I took one of my buddies here and put him in their lap and just said, thanks for being here. And every single day since then, that one young man, when he walks through the door, he smiles and he has his little friend in his lap. And again, those kids, they won't remember what we've done or anything that we've said, but maybe they will remember in their own way how we treated them and made them feel. And isn't that kind of what life is about? And we can say lots of things and we can do lots of things, but if we can make someone feel good about who they are, isn't that just a gift? I know how important it is when people make me feel good about who I am. Remember when those bracelets came out years ago? What would Jesus do? And I used to think that was kind of hokey. And then I realized that it's not hokey at all. If we're in a situation and we're not sure exactly what to do, if we're in a situation where we just want to, make a difference, if we just ask ourselves the question, what would Jesus do? And that's kind of what we're about. Sometimes we say, what would the church do? But life is not about the church. The church is important. But we as a church, we are called to be the embodiment of Jesus' Spirit. And if more often we would ask the question, what would Jesus do? Then that might give us a direction where we can make other people feel good about themselves. And isn't that who we are as a church and as God's people? I must admit, as we close this morning, I'm thinking about Queen Elizabeth. 70 years on the throne. And I know as she got older, when you saw her with her fancy hats and all that, it's kind of like, she kind of looked like your mom or your grandma. And if there's one word that I've heard over and over again the past day talking about Queen Elizabeth, it's the word grace. And she was the embodiment of grace. that when you saw her walk or talking to somebody, it's kind of like the world stood still and things were okay. And so today as we close, I'd like to give a tribute to people like Queen Elizabeth, who even though they live in kind of a different world, and we don't really know who they are, that just by their presence, they exude the grace and the goodness of the human spirit. And to me, that is where God lives every day. May you have a blessed weekend. Look forward to being with you at 8:30 and 11 o'clock on Sunday. And just remember that if we can make one other person feel good about who they are, then maybe somehow Jesus has come alive in the way we walk, in the way we speak. And thanks to our little corner of kindness over here. God bless you. God bless the Queen. And thanks for being with us today. Amen. Thanks, Jane.